Hello, everyone, and welcome to ENN. I'm Fuljens. As you can see, I'm also filling in for Miss Anna Hill, who will be back with us live next week. But that is okay because this week is a very exciting week. There's a epic release coming up, which is Ecamm for Zoom. And we have a lot lined up for you all this week. And make sure, starting with tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, join Kent and Glenn right here on the Ecamm Live YouTube channel for the Ecamm for Zoom launch party, right? But before we get there, tonight we are joined by very own Doc Rock and Andy from Zoom, right? So if you have any questions, tonight is a great time to ask because, you have both Doc and Andy with you right here before you get into the hundreds and hundreds of people that are going to be live with you all tomorrow. So your questions could stand out here on ENN tonight. So before we invite them, let's say hello to the fam real quick. We have Saeed, who is saying happy Tuesday from Germany at 1 a.m. Saeed, thank you so much, as always, for being here. Mr. Moderator is in the building. Hello. Matt and the puppies are in the building as well. Hello, Jolie. Good to see you here. George Canellis, hello. Dan Roth, when you say why being up at 1 a.m., it's telltale sign you're over 30. Listen, I start dozing off around 9 o'clock, okay? 9 p.m. So, Daniel G, hello. Good to see you here. Mary Lou, hello. Jeremy, Will, hello. AG, hello. Hello to you all. All right, so we're going to get right into it. And Paul Kelly, hello, good to see you as well. We're going to get right into it. Joining me right now, we have Doc and Andy. What's up, guys?
Hey, how's it going?
Excited.
It is so exciting. Again, everybody, if you have any questions, feel free to share your questions in the chat. Put a Q colon in front of it. And everybody at this point should know who Doc Rock is. Doc Rock doesn't need any introduction. But for those of you who may not know who Andy is, Andy, would you like to introduce yourself to the fam, please?
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you again for the opportunity to be here. It's so nice to see all of you. So I'm Andy Carluccio. I'm the head of client innovation at Zoom. So I deal with sort of our pro media, pro AV applications of Zoom. And that includes, of course, our amazing partnership with the Ecamm team. So yeah, super excited about this integration and really happy to be here with you tonight.
Thank you so much. Doc, I don't know if you want to add anything, but I have a question that I just want to get out there real quick, right? Because we've been talking a lot about Ecamm for Zoom and EFZ, as you call it, right? And we just heard, hey, we're working on it. Hey, it's coming out. It's in beta, right? But can we know about the backstory? How did that collaboration come to be, right? These two epic platforms coming together to form Ecamm Live for Zoom. So can we get a little bit of backstory on that?
That's a good question. I think I did something with office hours a while back, and I happened to hear, it might have been from Kevin Lyons, or it might have been from Rabbi David, where they were talking about sort of the Zoom ISO situation, which Andy was doing at that time, just Andy being Andy. I don't know, because he's smarter than the rest of us. While we were playing video games, he's making Zoom ISO. And then when I was on office hours, I was like, yo, this is kind of legit. And I think our people would definitely would be about this life. And I think Rabbi David was like, I think I could introduce you guys to Andy. And then, yeah, I think that's so. I think honestly, we all owe it to Rabbi David for being the person to put it on. I think the first brought to my attention by Kevin Lyons because he was doing those big events, and then when Rabbi David brought it up, and then Daniel was like, "Oh yeah, this thing is cool," and Andy and I met at NAB with my buddy Alex, who started Office Hours, and Alex and I, been tech nerds together, and the sort of tech news space for a long time. And yeah, just like a match made in heaven, honestly.
Yeah, absolutely agree. I think that it's such a clear advantage to both our Zoom customers and Ecamm customers as well. And it just made a lot of sense. And I think that the Ecamm team has really taken this in stride, thought a lot about the user experience, how to make this simple, how to make this easy, but also make it powerful so that you can do anything with it that you want to be able to do. So that's been really incredible to work with the team over the course of this integration, and really excited to be coming up on that next milestone.
That is awesome. That is awesome. And I'm pretty sure, of course, there's like other collaborations and other integrations, but what makes, aside from the community and the Ecamm family and the fact that it's Ecamm, what makes this collaboration unique in your from your perspective?
Yeah, I think for me, so much of the work that we've done to integrate Zoom into the broadcast and pro events market segment has involved tools that require significant complexity in order to be able to pull it off. Now, they're very powerful and they're very customizable, um, but the mass market appeal is more challenging because if we're talking about, for example, Zoom ISO integrating into a traditional broadcast environment, now we're talking about SDI cables and switchers and lots of physical infrastructure required to build out a system like that. And the beauty of the Ecamm integration is that it's built right into a tool that so many people are already using, right? And that's something that really stands out to me, is that we want people to be able to use Zoom inside of these tools that are already part of their day-to-day life. We don't want you to have to contort yourself into a pretzel in order to be able to add a remote guest into your live stream, right? And so this is really critical for us to make it very natural for a tool that you're already using.
That is awesome.
You know, FJ, if you think about it too, right? We started out with Skype, and then we ran into, Skype having infrastructure problems during the pandemic, and it was just, semi problematic. And then, we rolled out interview mode. And even after interview mode came out, the number one question from the community is, well, how can I just bring people in from my Zoom meetings, right? So people were doing Zoom meetings, Zoom webinars. Some of it was using it as substitutions for classrooms. Some people were using it as substitutions for like weddings. I know I've done weddings, funerals, bat mitzvahs, like the whole 9 yards, right? And, the common question was, outside of getting the Ecamm audio in the Zoom, how do we get that audio back, right? And so, you had to get your Rodecaster Pros or your loop back and, get yourself an audio engineering degree to get that set up. And so when the opportunity came to, again, Ken and Glenn are like, how can we make this easy for everybody? Which is a challenge for us because we're always like, all of us that came from broadcast or that are just like hyper nerdy, we're like, we need this, we need this, we need this. And Ken and Glenn is like, yeah, I'll put it in there when Gretchen can do it without asking me a question. And so this was able to kind of do that. You don't have to really be super nerdy about it. You don't have to be Jeremy or myself or, Rabbi David. Anybody can just grab this, so whether that's Will or Mary Lou, who always asks me all kinds of crazy questions, or Maggie Rose, any of them would just open up Ecamm Zoom and do their thing. And it doesn't require, a tech support degree.
Absolutely. And while we're at it, right? Let's just pull back the curtain a little bit and show them
Katie's comment, sorry. Katie's comment just killed me.
and just show them real quick, because right now we are currently on the Ecamm for Zoom beta, right? And let me go into live demo mode so you can see here. Right here we have Andy and Doc, and we have
The
the
DoorDash is
entire
arriving.
Ecamm live production right here in the Zoom room and all that good stuff. And under audio, we have for the speaker, that's Rodecaster Pro going into my ears. But for the microphone, we have a Zoom virtual mic that's already just preset for you inside of Zoom, so you don't have to even have to do anything. So all the sounds and everything are just coming directly into Ecamm for you, right? And just like we have the interview window, Zoom has its own interview window here where you can just add your guests into your production or assign them as guest one, guest two, and whatnot. So it is that easy. As the comments say, let's make it easy enough for Katie.
It's kind of funny.
Oh
You know,
man.
I like Saeed's comment too. It's hilarious, Saeed, but it's actually really true. He said that every Zoom meeting is an MMORPG, and for the less nerdy, it's a massive multiplayer online role playing game. That is true. It's exactly who what a Zoom meeting is like.
Oh my goodness, I'm gonna pass that back. I love that.
Right? Isn't that awesome? Oh my God. I've never heard that before, but it is
Nope.
very, very much true. Thank you,
Exactly.
Saeed. Wie geht Abhammer? That's the end of my German. I'll stop.
It always comes with a fire, and you don't even need to think about what the heck a virtual camera or microphone is anymore. Exactly. So all that for you is set up right there in Ecamm for
Y'all
Zoom. You
got
don't.
Katie swearing. That's how good it is.
Katie, that's how excited Katie is. Katie is saying heck right now in the chat. So,
Hashtag mom life.
oh my
Yeah, this is
gosh.
it's amazing to me because we were just hanging out earlier, helping Kat, and it was just a trip that normally in the mod channel we're just talking to each other inside of Slack or whatever. No, we just pop up the window and we're all like literally there laughing at Daniel together, and it's cool because like this is so built in Ecamm. So she was showing like active speaker scenes and why that would be beneficial or not beneficial, like how to set that up. And then, what's funny I learned today? You're going to laugh at me, people. I never use record in the cloud. I'm old school. I believe hardware is life. So I've always been recording to my computer. And they're like, oh, no, man, when you record into the cloud, you can just send it off to your people when you're done. I'm like, you mean I don't have to upload it to Box anymore? They're like, yeah. I'm like, you're dumb. I go, okay, my bad. So, yeah, it's cool because you get all of the best features of Zoom plus all of the best features of Ecamm, and yeah, it's just kind of cool.
Absolutely. And Katie's saying we love the animated reactions in Zoom, right? So if we put up an animation reaction right now, it will show up in this camera. Look at that. That is just so awesome. That is just so awesome.
I like the rocket ships.
Yeah, the rocket ships are really cool, right? So all that stuff. And Daniel is asking if you're talking about him, Doc.
Yeah, Daniel's the best. Daniel's the best. And the good thing is, as we bring this out, people, yeah, you're gonna really want to try things, and you're gonna really want to do something not important first. Just make sure you get your sea legs, as they call it. You don't want your first chance on a boat to be like on a little rickety, like in the middle of a squall. I think that's the right nautical term if I'm trying to keep my references together. Yeah, just go in. You can practice in Discord, you can practice in the Ecamm group, and then invite people on and just get your feel and see how it works. Please do not run straight into, I'm going to do the most important stream in my life. I have Oprah coming on today, and then, oh, it didn't work. I was like, oh, okay. So make sure you test it out. And yeah, I'm excited, man. I don't even know what to do with myself.
So, and then just looking at, I'm kind of like jumping now, right? So, what does this mean for like the future of virtual meetings? Like, especially, so this goes to you, Doc, right? We've been doing leaps into Alter Live, right? And then now you told me about tiles coming out and whatnot. So, how do you see us using Ecamm for Zoom and saying, you know what, forget the other platforms. We have our own platform now where we can host these mega events.
Okay, so this is for me. I have been saying for quite a long time that when the panini hit, I don't like to use that other word, when the panini hit, before when you were going to go to a meeting, right? Say Andy and I were going to walk into one of the VC rooms in the Bay and we wanted them to take us seriously or whatever. One of the first things we do is Andy would get a haircut, not me. I get it. We would trim the beards up, get our nails done, put on a nice suit, and we would slide into the room and be like, okay, people, we're going to make this app where they deliver food to you when you order it from a restaurant, and ask them to give us like billions of dollars and seed our company that we haven't started yet at a couple $1 trillion. And that was your first impression. When we went to online meetings, your first impression is how you look. And one of the things that I always refer to, because it sticks in my head so badly, when Dr. Rachel was coming on trying to give us the most up to date health information for what was going on during the panini, she's on potato cam, camera shoot up her face, and her head kept disappearing. And she's telling you these safety measures that you have to take for a life or death situation. And you know, just the way the world is built, there's already people that are going to be looking at her like, well, she's a girl doctor, so whatever. And then there's going to be the other people that were just sort of semi anti or on the fence and they weren't really sure what to believe. Well, you know what really ruins your credibility? Showing up looking like your camera's all weird and fuzzy and disappearing and all this other craziness. So how you look in Zoom, this is your modern day business suit, right? So I was like, let's get people on the Ecamm thing, and that's what we came up with, to put some boom in your Zoom. Thank you, Marshall. In order to, you walk in the door looking your absolute best. Now I'm not going to question your credibility because your camera sucks. And it's weird that that should be a thing, but that is a thing. You know, if you roll into a doctor who's supposed to be doing a very precise surgery and his jacket is all weird and his pen got like that ink spot and then, you know, his stethoscope looks crusty, his glasses be like that, you're like, that dude ain't cutting nothing over here. Like, he don't care enough to, like, you know, put his fit together. I'm not letting him cut any of me. I'm out. And so I really believe that. So now this gives us the opportunity for our meetings, our presentations, our seminars, webinars, all the above, to just show up with the proper glow up. And then that sort of calms down did I come to the right spot, you know?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And for you, Andy, right? So, what are some of your favorite features in Zoom for engagement or productivity that you like to share with the fam? So maybe they might think of that using those type of tools when using Ecamm for Zoom.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, one of the workflows that I'm really excited about is being able to use Ecamm to bring in your remote guests in a way that makes them comfortable because it's an experience that they're used to. So I think maybe we've all had that sort of stage fright experience of going into a kind of an unknown platform or area, and we're fighting our browser to get our camera and mic worked out, and all of those kind of things. And I think it's a feature that we take for granted, but it really is a bedrock feature. That is the simplicity of getting your camera and microphone set up and reliably being able to get into a meeting, not having to worry about if you have momentary internet issues. That'll be sorted out by Zoom, and we keep the latency of that conversation low. So there's a lot we take for granted. But from a feature perspective, particularly on the engagement side, chat, Q&A, polls, surveys, all of those ways of interacting with our audience, right, are key ways of making them invested in our events. And because you can pull that data directly into Ecamm as well, you can make beautiful graphics out of it and really drive the participation into the stream. We find that once that starts to happen, it creates a feedback loop that people notice that their participation is part of crafting the event, and it makes other people want to participate even more. So as you begin to explore those features and tie them together and have, whether it's your audience on YouTube and your audience in Zoom or however you've got it set up, as you bring those groups together and you highlight engagement with these platforms, you're creating an investment in the event that leads to tremendous engagement, live viewership, all of those things. So that's really important to me. And I think that's going to be kind of a foundational feature of this type of integration that lets us highlight all of that engagement.
Absolutely, absolutely. And then let's say there's like some type of distant dimension where somebody is hearing for Zoom for the very first time, right? Especially with the Ecamm for Zoom coming out, like, oh, what is Zoom? I didn't know I could use Zoom, right? So, and then we're used to using Ecamm. We already know about security features of Ecamm, right? So, can you give people some insight on to what security measures that Zoom has in place and what they continue to roll out, or are there any new security features and whatnot? So people who are new to Zoom for the first time after this release are rest assured that everything will be safe and they'll continue to do their work safely.
Absolutely. So I'd say that, well, I'll start with the motto, right, of Zoom, which is one open platform delivering limitless human connection, right? And so meetings is probably the most popular way that people are familiar with what we do, but we actually have an entire workplace solution of a whole variety of products that work together, whether that be team chat for asynchronous communication, our Clips products, our webinars and events, I think, which are maybe more related to what we're talking about with Ecamm here, but we actually have even telephony products and contact center and all those different things are part of this communications platform. So it grows with you, right, as you're using it in more complex ways, shall we say. And to your question on the security side, yes, we have a very active investment in security at Zoom. I think that I was actually joking with Rabbi Paskin the other day about this post-quantum encryption feature that we just launched, which makes your end-to-end encrypted meetings hardened for a world where quantum computers are able to decrypt things. So like we're thinking that far in the future on the security side of things. But what are some things that might be applicable to the average Zoom user who's not worried about quantum computers coming after them? Well, we have our waiting room, we have our registration, and we have our passcode. So we ask you to use one of those three things at least. So maybe you want to create a meeting that doesn't have a passcode, then we're going to ask you turn that waiting room on so that you can, bring in people that or maybe you want people to join directly into the call and we want you to maybe register them ahead of time. So at least there's a familiarity there or something that you can tie them with. So we ask you to have one of those three features enabled for every meeting that you conduct. And that helps. And you can certainly, tie multiple features together as well if you want to increase the security. And you can also tie that all the way up. I mean, we have products for government. We have we have end-to-end encryption when enabled on the account and enabled in the meeting. So you can set things up in that way as well. So there's a whole lot of different things that you can do to turn up those dials based on the context of what you're doing. But for the average user, I think just focusing in on those three features, registration, waiting room, and passcode, help you bring some security to the meeting experience.
Absolutely.
So awesome.
And it's pretty awesome because again, everybody, once you start the meeting from your Zoom panel, basically just Zoom pops up, right? So if you're familiar with Zoom, all the features, everything is there. In addition to the chat, the comments, right? So I don't know if anyone noticed this. You know who was the first one to notice this? Was Anna, right? Let me pull up. If Doc just add another comment, please. I think I lost it to the chat. Okay, right. So check this out, right? Check out the avatar. Did you notice that the avatar for Zoom, Ecamm for Zoom, is different from the regular chat avatar? It's more of a squircle design versus something like this. That is just so
Of course,
awesome.
Anna would notice that. Oh my God, she kills me. Oh my God. Yo, there you go. You have to put up the next comment. That's
Oh
the
my
most important
gosh.
thing I'll
Oh
say
my
today.
Well, you know what? I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at at all.
There you go.
We
Ecamm is a
do.
Boston company, but I've been a Celtics fan before I knew a Ken or a Glenn or a Katie or a Caleb reading them. I've been a C's fan since the 80s.
Listen, my Knicks are down and out. I'm glad that they wiped out the Pacers. So let's go Celtics. That's all I can say.
There you go.
All right. We have some Q colons coming in.
I love that. We have some Q colons coming in. This is such an Ecamm stream.
We have a question from Paul Kelly. This question may have already been answered, but is there an Ecamm for Zoom calls best practices setup guide?
I can tell Paul since he's Hawaiian. You go to the corner and you give one good oli, right? That's a prayer in Hawaiian. And then you go back. Nice. Don't worry, we have lots of cool stuff coming out. Katie and Caleb and Paul have been jamming away on all of the tools that are going to make your job easier so you won't have to put the salt in the corner and, bring the pa'akai out. That's salt, people. I just have to, put it out there and pray. You don't have to do that. It's going to work. So we're set up. We're set up to make it just happen nicely, PK.
Definitely.
The team's done a great job on the documentation.
But participants, that's a good answer. A guide for meeting participants. I actually like that. We were talking about this earlier because I just did a tech check with the guys from Office Hours, and they do phenomenal tech checks. If you ever get an opportunity to just join office hours and see what they do, you'll see how it's done properly. And I think that you then taking some stuff from their tech checks and making your own guide, like a Notion page that you send to people when they sign up to be a guest, I think that is very important for you. Because it's going to be very similar to any other meeting, but people that don't want to show up, you're going to tell them, like, listen, man, put your laptop down, don't sit it on your lap. Don't join a Zoom meeting with the laptop on your lap, people. That is the worst angle ever. It's horrible. Put it on the table. Put it on the table.
Oh my gosh.
That was
Yes.
good.
Ballad Vibes. Hello. Cool seeing Ecamm and Zoom working right in front of us. This is truly easy. Yes. And again, if you want a quick sneak peek before the release, it's not too late. Ecamm.com/beta. That's Ecamm.com/beta. And check it out for yourself. It is truly easy. It is truly easy. Let me see if we have any other questions coming in. No, we do not. So another question for you, Andy. So we all love collaboration, and this all softwares and stuff coming out with tons of collaboration tools and collaboration features. So for you, what are the best tools for Zoom, within Zoom, for teamwork and collaboration? Are there any upcoming features for collaboration you might want to share?
So one that I use all the time is Zoom Whiteboard. I use it in my meetings all the time when we're doing brainstorming, because it allows us to go in and just start diagramming, right? Whether someone's going to draw something or make a workflow out of shapes, or we're going to build something visually that we're going to come reference later, and where we want to tie in some people who couldn't make it to the meeting and have them participate in the brainstorming. I really love our Whiteboard product. You can set it up directly from within a meeting, and then you can capture that out as a source, or you can do things asynchronously as well through our web portal if you want to have just like an online experience for it as well. So it's a feature that we use all the time when we're doing our own brainstorming. And I think it helps to get things on paper, even when you're meeting in a synchronous context, because, if we have to use words to communicate with each other, that's only kind of one vector in order to get my point across, right? But if I can diagram something out, the old saying, a picture's worth 1,000 words. And I think that helps a lot in terms of getting those ideas on paper. So yeah, definitely thumbs up for the whiteboard.
Nice.
Fuljens, my favorite one, which I forgot to press, I'm going to press it now, I hope it don't break anything, is I like to get the AI companion going. And to me, that is one of the most underrated tools, because after, like, you have everything that you need is there. Now, I believe you could even have it make you clips. I think Zoom Clips is a paid option, but you can throw your recording at it and have it pull things out of the meeting from clips. I'm like, this is freaking cool. This is cool. Like, yeah, so the AI meeting summary is pretty awesome. I think because I'm a guest, I have to ask you for permission, which I just sent, and then it worked. But if you're hosting the meeting, you just turn that on, and then it gives you a good meeting summary. So just in case Andy says something smart and I need to copy that later, we'll actually have it. So make sure you remember to hit that button, people, because nothing like you have a really good conversation and then you forget portions of it. So it's yellow in the bottom where Fuljens is showing you now. It's really good.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And,
Katie said Andy always says something smart. Wicked smart.
Oh my goodness.
Right there.
Great call, Doc. AI companion. Yeah, definitely. The meeting summaries are super helpful, and it breaks out the action items and all that stuff. It's really, really
I
great.
love that thing. That thing is super cool.
Absolutely.
That'd be a good question for Daniel, because Daniel lives in Zoom. He probably knows all of the really cool add-ons. So Daniel, if you got one, throw it in the chat, or anybody else for that matter.
Yep.
If you have something really dope that we should know about, like in the apps department, let us know so we can put it in there. That'd be super helpful.
Definitely. Wanted to say hello to Gretchen. Gretchen said, beta with Zoom has been running flawlessly for me. My new Zoom show checklist is in the works. Pretty awesome. We have a Q colon from morning drive coffee break. Did you make a temperature and time bar? Yes, this is done directly inside the Ecamm Live with Ecamm Live text overlays and shape overlays. All this that you see here, the lower third, the scrolling ticker, all that good stuff. Everything right here is built inside the Ecamm. The only things that were imported right in here was the Ecamm Pride logo, Happy Pride, and the background, the graphic background that you see here with the Pride theme background. Everything else is built directly inside of Ecamm Live.
Super cool. And I wanted, you guys were talking about some tips, and Daniel just posted one, so we'll get to that in a second, Daniel. Today, I don't know why I've never pressed this button before. I've been using Zoom roundabout since Jesus walked to Nazareth, but Josh was doing the tech check with us today, and I look at my system specifically, right? Because I have my 10 gigabit per second network, I have my Wi-Fi network, and then I have the standard, what is it? Gigabit, single gigabit network. So I have 3 networks coming into this Mac Studio. And so Josh said, hey, double check to make sure you're on the wired connection. And I was like, oh, I'm always on the wired connection. It actually wasn't. So believe it or not, sometimes your computer or Zoom will just grab whichever connection is working. So if you're like me and you have Wi-Fi and wired, sometimes your wired might be doing something, or whatever reason Zoom grabs the Wi-Fi version. And then so luckily I fixed it after. But if you go into your preferences, scroll down to settings, make sure that your computer is grabbing the wired connection. That alone will probably save you from a lot of headaches when you're about to do something. You know what I mean? So super cool.
Hold on. So let's just do that. It's just like a little pixelated on your end, so I could probably just go into
sorry.
mode. No, that's okay.
That's
That's
wired
okay.
internet, bro. What you like?
So we went to
Settings,
statistics.
Wired.
Right there.
Look at that.
Right there.
So you can actually know what the hang is going on instead of guessing. I never pressed that button.
I've never pressed that button either.
You know what I'm saying?
We need that on the shirt. I never pressed that button. Wow.
Remember Bugs Bunny? Don't press the wet one. Never press the wet one.
Right.
That was exactly it.
That's why we don't press buttons we don't know. That's why we never been there.
That was such a clutch thing, and it's funny because it will definitely help you, sort of know what's going on before you start it. Because a lot of people automatically assume I'm always on the wired connection. That's me. I like my system's always wired. Today, it turned out it wasn't, because my UPS actually ate it over the weekend, and it died. Like the battery is dead. So the router that talks to the wired connection was actually off, and I had no idea because the Wi-Fi works. And I was like, uh-oh. So now I got to go to Best Buy after this.
Let's check out some of Dan's quick fun tips for Zoom right here. Some pro tips. If you're live streaming your call and you have guest speakers with you, make sure to spotlight your Zoom video so your guests see the broadcast full screen. Oh yeah. Yep. That's one of the favorite things to do for me too, Daniel. Absolutely. And we have another one. I'm gonna save Saeed's because that's one of my favorite features there as well. Dan also says, before you go live or record your content and bring folks on through Zoom, reboot your computer, close unnecessary startup apps, and get your guests on early.
Great advice. Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And
you can actually make a profile on your computer that's, say, called Zoom, and give it a good password. Don't use a stupid password, but don't let any of your startups work. So that way, that is a vanilla profile. It doesn't have anything but what you need to go live. And if you're going to do the reboot anyway, you might as well put yourself in a position to log in with an account that won't have all of your other things running. The two things that does is it saves your connection, but it will eliminate the distractions of you having these other apps that you might open and go off on a tangent and do something, So
Absolutely.
That's the easy way to do it.
That's a great tip.
this, I definitely agree, is such an underrated feature. The push to talk Zoom by holding the space bar. So if you just hold down the space bar, it's like let me see if I can do it here.
Something that happened the other day when we were testing in beta, it didn't work, and I don't know if the twins addressed it yet. That's another
Might be
one. That's a
mapping
brand
up
new one.
your keyboard shortcuts, because it's technically not Zoom, it's Ecamm, so they might have to do some mapping there.
Ah, there you go. See, this I told y'all Andy was wicked smart.
Okay. because it's not working for
I
me
would
right
just
now.
make
But I
a
love that
Stream
feature.
Deck button, but
Well,
that's
that's what it
just me.
sounds like. The team has already a great Stream Deck integration, and I think now that they've got the Zoom stuff in there, they can expand that out through that feature. That's really great.
Nice. Nice. Also from Dan, if you have both Ethernet and Wi-Fi running on your Mac, go into Settings, Network, click the three dots at the bottom, click Set Service Order. Make sure your Ethernet is at the top. Yes. I learned that from you,
Yes,
Doc.
that's how I have it. No, I do have it. I have it like that with the I have the 10 gig on top, but because the the router wasn't powered on, I didn't even notice it because the Wi-Fi works. But Wi-Fi is the bottom actually, so I have the 10 gigabit first, and then I have the cow digit second and the Wi-Fi last, because they fail over in that order.
Yeah, definitely. Let's see if we have any other questions or tips. Again, guys, send in your questions, send in your tips, send in your favorite Zoom features. Katie says, yes, Ecamm for Zoom works with Stream Deck, perfect partnership. Guys, if you have not checked out this beta, check it out. If you have your Stream Deck, check it out. You have you have a plethora of Ecamm for Zoom features on your Stream Deck right now. So definitely, if you have not tried out Ecamm for Zoom, ecamm.com/beta. That's ecamm.com/beta. Let me see if I can share that with you all real quick. Oh, actually, I can. I don't have it set up, but let's go into demo mode again and show you all. Where is it at?
AG's tip was look both ways before crossing the highway.
Hey, you know
What the heck is wrong with people?
If it's true, it's true.
Dang it, dang it, AG, that's good.
There you have it. So here's all the current Stream Deck buttons right now. New meeting, leave meeting, start, stop, all that good stuff. Raise hand, all of this, and I'm pretty sure there's plenty more on the way. So we have the Ecamm Live right here, and then now we have Ecamm for Zoom. It has its own thing. It has its own thing inside of it, which is awesome.
So cool.
That is
Man, I can see now. There's gonna be if you haven't bought a higher than a 15 button Stream Deck yet, they're gonna be out of stock after tomorrow when we launch.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Be like Alex and Paul with like, I think Alex has 5 now. Paul has like 3 or 4. They're gonna be like Stream Deck desk.
Yes.
Yeah, they might as well. They might as well create a bigger Stream Deck. So this is a good question for you, Andy. Right. So a lot of the features that we have in Ecamm today is all off of like the community and user feedback and feature requests and all that good stuff now. And I'm pretty sure now, as more people use Ecamm for Zoom and with this integration, there's going to be a lot of oh, I could use this and whatnot, right? So how does Zoom take those type of suggestions on their end to turn them into real features?
Yeah, and I can tell you, it's not even theoretical. It's something that on this specific integration that the team has made feedback to Zoom about how we could improve our developer platform. That has gone directly into our products. So it's definitely an open conversation with the customer always. But specifically when we work with partners like Ecamm in this case, feature requests will probably come into Ecamm and then they'll take a look at it and say, oh yeah, Zoom already has this, we can do that, or maybe Zoom doesn't have that feature, and that's something that we need to go talk to Andy's team about, right? And then they'll come to me and we'll figure out, okay, what is it from a developer perspective that you need to be able to do? How do we get you there in the fastest way possible? And we put our heads together and we figure out a way to make it happen. And that has happened on multiple occasions as we've geared up for the beta. That was absolutely critical, that relationship. So for developers, that's certainly true. And then for end users as well, we collect feedback and we review that all the time. I can tell you that when our product teams are trying to make decisions about where we're going to go next or what we're going to think about, we definitely incorporate feedback from customers about what's needed and how to address either its pain points or opportunities. All of that is crafted with customer first mindset.
And Fuljens, one of the hardest parts of this in general is when I think of a feature request, right? I often ask myself, is this something I want or is this something that a lot of people will use? Because for the team, trying not to get scope creep is very, very difficult. Scope creep basically means like turning your app into something that it's not intended to be. like as a broadcast person, oh, I wish Ecamm did a whole bunch of stuff that I'm used to from the broadcast space. But again, I know doing that takes it out of the range of someone who's a beginner. And what has been so good about the way Ecamm and Zoom both have been over this last, couple of years is that you didn't have to come from Columbia School of Broadcasting in order to be able to get in and use the application, right? Anybody and their mother can just get this application, download it, go to town. Same with Zoom. Before, doing any sort of conference virtually was just crazy work and required a lot. But then Zoom came out, everybody can just get a Zoom account and then connect up a camera and a microphone and bam, they're off to the races, right? And before, it was a whole lot of work. So Andy was talking about SD cables. When I tell you guys that it was like a $2.5 million studio, that's not just equipment. Over 70% of the budget was in cables, son. Like, I BS you not. As a person who ran cables and made cables, building long SDI cables or, RJ6 runs and an Ethernet runs and sound cable runs, it was challenging, bro. It was a lot of work. And hunting down one of those things was a lot of work. So this stuff is so handy, but don't instantly think that, oh, I like this feature because it's going to save me 5 minutes. But what if that breaks the whole rest of the program? So please send all feature requests in. But don't get mad if it's like, yes, sorry, we still don't have corner pinning yet because it's cute. It's not going to change the world.
Absolutely makes total sense. Matt needs a 96 button stream deck.
I'm with you, Matt. I might be there.
Says Jeremy, and Katie had a good idea. Where did it go? Where did it go? I think she just said just super glue. Yeah, hot.
Oh, have a hot glue gun your stream decks together to the wall.
There you go.
Dude, I love me a hot melt glue gun. I tell you that. Me and the hot melt glue gun can come up with all kind of tricks.
Oh my gosh! And Saeed is saying we need Zoom stories.
Oh my, that's hilarious. See, that's a good example though, Saeed, of like, oh, Instagram has stories and so does YouTube and whatever. All right, so let me make Zoom stories. And so people do that because they don't want to have to leave an app to go to another app to do one thing. But there's a reason why you can't refrigerate things on the top of your stove. They're two different things.
Oh my gosh, I love that. I'm stealing that, Doc. I'm stealing that.
You can welcomely have it. I have a bunch more, Andy, where that came from.
Oh my goodness.
I'm still trying to convince Katie how important it is that I have to come to you to make sure that we launch this correctly. So Leo messed it up for me. So now I have to have another reason to come and visit you.
No, I'd love to do it.
Oh man. So if you're tuning in, thank you for joining us. We're talking about Ecamm for Zoom, which is officially launching tomorrow, June 4th. And we're going to be live here in the YouTube channel with Ken and Glenn tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the super duper launch party of Ecamm for Zoom. And if you've been living under a rock or you've been living in a distant dimension, download Ecamm for Zoom tonight. Ecamm.com/beta. That's Ecamm.com/beta. So you can get a sneak peek and get your questions ready for Ken and Glenn tomorrow. Ecamm for Zoom. It's so easy. And
this is so great. We're gonna have to have a new camp now. Ecamm for Zoom camp.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm just making sure we didn't miss anything. All right, and then we also have a fun trivia for you all. We have a really good trivia, and it's Andy approved. Doc didn't know, so I'm like, yes. So
I'm excited. This is a great trivia.
Let's see who gets this one. And what you will win today.
Wait. Somebody buried the lead. Andy, you're coming to camp?
Yeah, looking forward to it.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
Oh, what? Okay. Somebody buried the lead. Katie, how come I didn't get that update in my Slack? That's awesome.
Yeah, we're figuring out with the team right now, but I'm looking forward to October.
Oh, wow. That is awesome. Even better.
You hear that,
all
Daniel,
you people who missed out on buying camp tickets, too bad.
Yes, and Creative Camp is officially sold out. Officially sold out.
Dude, man. Paul was keeping score, man. He had me so excited every time. He's like, okay, we only got 2 more tickets left. I was like, what? So that was pretty crazy.
Oh my gosh. And here it is. Here is what you will win today. We have the lovely Ecamm Fam travel mug. Perfect for the summer. It's perfect for the summer. Listen, you put some ice cold water in there, it will stay cool for forever, for a very long time. Quench your thirst with the Ecamm Fam travel mug. Lovely. Lovely. Let me go back over here real quick. Come to the stream. Make sure we all set. So today we just have one trivia question. I need Anna with me to do that the 3 rounds. I don't have Anna with me, so we're just doing 1 round today. Whoever answers this, the first correct answer will win the Ecamm Fam travel mug. Just make sure we don't have any. Yep. Well, AG, that is it. So it's just 1 question, 1 winner. That's it, right? So it's the rules are simple.
I put in a bonus question.
Katie says, "Go big or go home." All right, guys. So here it is. Good luck. Did you know that Zoom was originally called SASB Inc.? Who influenced the name change to Zoom?
Could you imagine SASB for Ecamm?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, this worked out.
You'd be like, oh, SASB like all the jokes though. SASB like what? All right, I'm watching for our winners.
Yeah.
It's a specific gravity, final gravity after the fermentation, Jeremy, of course. Pre-fermentation is not whiskey yet.
And the correct answer is Thatcher Hurd. And, you know, good that we have Andy here because Andy could actually give us the backstory on that. Andy, take it away, please.
So truth be told, I'm sure everybody on that list was influential in the rename, but the Zoom, as the story goes, Zoom is named after the Thatcher Hurd book, Zoom City, which kind of dreams of a future, admittedly a future occupied by farm animals, but we're living in a futuristic city, and there's telework and all these amazing technologies together, and it was kind of an inspiration for some of the things that we try to enable, right? So the Thatcher Hurd book, Zoom City, was influential, as the legend goes, in the rename from SASB to Zoom.
That is so awesome. And we have a winner. AG, congratulations.
AG
is back. AG's been down and out in the trivia, but AG just made us come back.
Yo,
tonight.
look at Katie. See, I told you, this is why, listen, people, never hire a Canadian person as your director of giving away stuff.
Oh, wow. Oh, okay. I should have read that first. Congratulations to AG, Paul, Kelly, and Ballad Vibes. You all win the travel mug. Contact marketing@ecamm.com. That's marketing@ecamm.com to claim your prize. This is what you get when you have Katie in the chat.
You know what I'm saying? If it's just Caleb or Paul back behind the E, y'all get nothing.
You get
nothing.
nothing.
Zero.
You get the one. Who is the one winner? I've said the names. I said the name over. That is awesome.
Look, AG triggered the jackpot. Oh, now Katie blaming on Andy. I see. I see what it is. Yo.
Oh my gosh.
Man, okay, so you know what, here's the thing to me. We oftentimes, you guys were talking about this last week actually, the interaction and engagement, like there's a finite difference between just interaction and engagement. And I think the sleeper, there's a lot of technology behind what we're doing with EFZ, but the sleeper this is the cheat code. Do you remember in Sega, we had that cartridge, Game Genie, and you put the Game Genie in first, and then you put in all your little codes, and then you put your cartridge back in, and then you got unlimited gold or whatever you was doing? Oh, yeah. This is like the Game Genie for any form of meetings or webinars. The interaction engagement level is on cheat mode right now. Like, If we were in the Olympics, we would have to pee into a cup. This is pretty much cheating.
That is awesome. It is the Game Genie. It is the Game Shark. All of the
Game
above.
Shark, that's the other one. Yes. Oh man, we're old.
I gotta blow into the cartridge first. Yeah.
Yeah, we gotta
Oh
go
my
into the
God.
cartridge first. Exactly.
Like it totally levels up just the type of interaction and engagement that you can do. And then for those people who have, say, a private group or a group where people are paying different tiers to come into a webinar or something, you can have the ability. You know how we have like the VIP pass at a concert or whatever? You could be like, okay, the people who paid at this tier have access to be on, so you could pull them into a meeting and have them talk with the guest speaker, you know, as Andy's teaching us how to make vegan cheese. I might have a deep question and, you know, you can kind of pull me up type of situation. So I just think about the possibilities and it just makes the brain just like go 100 miles an hour.
That is so awesome. Listen, and then also, look, we've been on beta for almost an hour, actually more than an hour, because Doc and Andy joined at 6:30 for a tech check, and they stayed in the Zoom and all that good stuff. We're still running strong. Everything is great, and I'm checking the stream over here. Everything looks amazing, right? And I'm looking into camera effects. Andy and Doc's resolution is at 360p, but you wouldn't even notice it. This looks great for a freaking 360p coming into Zoom, Ecamm for Zoom right now. This is amazing. Again, this is the beta.
I think, you know, Fuljens, in the live streaming space, the creator space, there's a lot. I've mentioned this a lot in the chat. I haven't had this conversation vocally, so this make a lot of sense to people finally. People twist the resolution size and sort of frame rate with somehow has to do with picture quality. Picture quality comes from bit rate. And because Ecamm is Ecamm, we have eliminated you ever having to know what a bit rate is. So we don't talk about it, right? So that I can understand why people don't understand that. But if you go into your DVD collection and you look at all of your Blu-rays purchased, say, prior to like 2017 or 18, they're all 720, bro. Like we were selling Blu-ray players for $3,000 at the store. Me and June used to be like, oh, this person wanted a Blu-ray player. We're going to cover our whole sales in one day. And they would go home and take that Blu-ray player and plug in a new DVD with The Fifth Element, and it was $720. You know, people have that misconception that this large number automatically means better picture. If I sent you a 4K signal at a bit rate of like, say, 800, it would look like a sponge. You know, but if I sent you a 720 image at a bit rate of 51,000, aka Blu-ray, it will look like, oh my God, Star Wars Episode 1. This is great. Jar Jar Binks, Misa loved this one, sir. Right? So I didn't say that. No Star Wars people come at me. I hated that too. But I think people mess that up. People misconstrue that. And you have people who are doing talking head videos like we are now. Oh, I stream in 4K 60. For what? You're not moving. You're not doing anything. You're killing the internet. You're hogging the bandwidth for no reason. So a lot of people do get that twisted, but bit rate is really where your quality comes from. The resolutions has to do with choppability, scalability, things of that nature. And because under normal circumstances, when we're in Zoom, we're looking at, a tiny little box. It doesn't need to be like 1100K.
Right, exactly. There's so many factors, right? I would so much rather have a low latency experience, right? If 360p is the best that can be done to achieve that in the moment based on this infrastructure and setup that's available. And then also being able, though, to have those high quality 1080p experiences when we're looking at text and finer details and things like that all through one platform. I think that's part of the Zoom advantage. That's something we pay a lot of attention to, is how to manage that resolution across different circumstances and setups so that you're getting the best experience, right? Not just the best number, but the best experience overall. That's something that we're really focused on.
Absolutely.
Miles has a good question, which I love this question every time it comes up. It's almost a drinking game. Oh, Miles is the art of going live.
Lion. Oh, Lion, yeah. Lion is asking, is there a way or coming
Oh,
in
Lion.
the
Sorry, I
future?
thought it was Miles.
to have hyperlinks so guests can click it on the screen, not in the comments?
Listen, this is my answer every time this is coming up, and I've been saying this answer for 20 years. I'm sure it's being worked on somewhere near Andy. But if you bring it up, if you solve this nut, if you crack this nut, Mark Zuckerberg and Tim, what's his face, Apple will have to work for you. Whoever in tech solved this will be the richest person in tech. It doesn't exist right now for a reason, but trust me, it's probably being worked on. But the minute this gets solved, that and clicking a link, hyperlink directly from a TV, yeah. If you solve this one, you will be the richest person in tech.
Then you have fingerprints all over the TV. Who wants that?
Yeah, God.
In the meantime,
This is so true. I don't like fingerprints on my monitor, let alone the TV. Yeah, QR code is the answer. Always has been.
Yeah, that's a good answer.
absolutely.
And it's funny because U.S. was so slow to uptake. When I lived in Japan way back in like 05, 06, we had QR codes on everything. Like U.S. is like, oh, somewhere in the last 2-3 years, everybody's talking about, oh, get your QR code for this or that. And I'm like, you guys are mad late to this party. But yeah,
Absolutely.
super funny.
Absolutely. Oh man, this has been great. Once again, we are finally here. Ecamm for Zoom is launching tomorrow. Join us back here on the Ecamm Live YouTube channel for the official launch party with Ken and Glenn. If you didn't get your answers or you can think of some answers for tonight, make sure you have them ready for the boys tomorrow. That's tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Ecamm for Zoom is officially here. And again, I'm pretty sure everybody, but just in case there's like one person here in the chat that has not tried it out, check out ecamm.com/beta. That's ecamm.com/beta. It's not too late to check it out. Provide some suggestions and whatnot, because I'm sure that the team is going to continue to improve this as we go along. Shout out to all the amazing moderators. We are 11 beta builds in, right, to get to where we are now. Maybe there'll be another one.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe
Dude, we
there'll
got
be
two.
more.
We got 2 in one day today
Right.
because of probably Daniel. It's probably Daniel's fault.
Yeah.
Whenever like AI kid, I gotta tell you something. They see Daniel pop up in the chat. They're like, "Oh, here we go." I'm joking, Daniel. I'm joking.
The alpha testers for Ecamm for Zoom, the beta, make you got a concern, right? Because I'm just here coming here to you for ENN and just having Doc and Andy here and just using the basic features, but they're basically breaking it behind the scenes, right? They broke it 11 times.
What happens if we use it in space? Like, all that stuff. Yeah.
That was Daniel. It's like, well, when you use Zoom in Canada, does it flush differently? And it's like, what?
Let's try it out. Let's try it out. Oh my gosh. But we're finally here. Thank you so much, Doc. Thank you so much, Andy. Andy, do you have any final words, final thoughts before we close out?
Just to underscore the excitement, how excited I am to look forward to all the amazing things that Ecamm users are going to do with the Zoom integration. I can't wait to see the podcast and live streams and amazing recording work that everyone's going to do with these tools. So power to you. Here's the tool and go make something amazing with it. Really, really excited.
Absolutely. Doc?
You know, I'm going to align with Andy on that because I think one of the coolest things to me from Ecamm perspective has always been people doing stuff with Ecamm that we never thought anybody would do, and they would come up with the craziest things. And do you remember when we had the second leap and, oh my God, Carlo did the magic trick and all of us were in Zoom and then he was telling us to do all these things. And then he came back and he just blew our mind and we were all sitting there on screen like, what just happened? What just happened? Like, to me, the creative stuff that our people come up with is absolutely mind-blowing. We got people doing whole shows out of like rejuvenated school buses. So to me, that level of creativity and cool things, and Mr. Camera Junkie like making his own lights out of cardboard, things like that. I just love the innovation. So I love to watch what you guys create, and that you always are pushing the envelope for us and telling us, hey, I need this. I want to try this. Let's do this. So yeah, I think it's very important.
Absolutely. So the fun will continue, everybody, tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with Ken and Glenn for the official release, and there are plenty of shows and interviews lined up for the remainder of the week. So continue to check out all the updates here in the Ecamm Live YouTube channel. Check out the Ecamm Live Facebook group, and also check out the Ecamm Live Discord. That's ecamm.tv/discord, ecamm.tv/discord, and you'll get all your updates from one of those places, including LinkedIn, Ecamm Network LLC. You'll get updates there as well. Congratulations to everybody. Congratulations to the Ecamm team. Congratulations, Andy and the Zoom team. We finally made it. Tomorrow is officially releasing. We will see you in the chat tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
We should also remind them that Thursday, we are going to be on office hours, and that's going to be cool. Yeah, so it's gonna. You got it. He got the whole graphic ready. Okay, anyway, so we're gonna have like me and Andy and Katie. We're gonna be there talking stories. So please come by and check that out. I like when the Ecamm fam just shows up at other people's stream like mad deep, because this is good for us. Then it's like, oh, those Ecamm people are exciting. So Eddie and I will be live about 1,000 places this week. just pay attention to social media. You'll find it.
Exactly.
I think Katie and Caleb are probably sending you an email tomorrow with everywhere. Definitely. So yeah, please come through and check out and help represent. And if you have questions, or we need to be in front of somebody that send us an email. Just maybe if it's something that we can do, we're more than happy to share. And I hear this. I'm sorry, I'm gonna quit after this. If you haven't signed up for the affiliate program before this comes out, you're losing a lot. You're leaving a lot on the table, because this is going to be like what Ecamm was when the Panini hit, right? All kinds of people are going to jump on that have been sitting on this. I've been waiting for this. I've been waiting for this. I've been waiting for this. They're going to jump on. And I don't want you to say, when I say, hey, the Rodecaster 4 is out, you should go buy one. Y'all, man, I can't afford that, Doc. And I'll be like, well, if you would have been in the affiliate program, you probably could, because when Ecamm for Zoom launched, everybody and their mama bought it, and you would have been able to buy the Rodecaster 4. So jump on it now if you haven't done so, especially because it takes like a week to get approved. But don't sleep. Don't call me later and be like, I wish I had done it because Luis just bought new shoes and I didn't get no new shoes.
Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely. Told you. Because now with this integration, you're going to get a lot more of, how are you doing that?
A lot of new people.
How are you doing that?
How are you doing that? Exactly. Wasn't that a thing on a TV show? How are you doing that? I think there was a thing on a TV show at one point. I forgot.
Probably.
Yes. This is a great opportunity. This is like we're drawing circles and you're at the top of the circles. Anybody who got that, I'm sorry.
Affiliates.ecamm.com. That's the link if you are not affiliate. Join right there. Affiliates.ecamm.com. Steve is saying, or just use my affiliate link.
I like that, Steve. Steve is brilliant.
If you want to.
Steve, make a QR code, post it everywhere.
Right. Oh, man. All right, everybody. We are signing off. We will see you again tomorrow, and also check out Thursday, Office Hours Global. And I'm pretty sure there's going to be announcements of all the shows, because there are tons of them coming out this week. Andy, Doc, Katie, the team is going to be super duper busy this week and beyond after this release. So stay tuned. All right. Peace out, everybody.
Aloha, fam. Oh, I see. We got the sideways comments now. Okay, Fuljens. I see what you're doing. That's actually cool, bro.
Yeah. Daniel says the voice is on. Let's see. Whose voice?
Creative problem solving. Yo, this is cool, man.